I am quite sure that you're all familiar with the Walt Disney shows. You know, the ones that were written back in the 50s and 60s? You know, they were mainly written for kids, but there was enough content in there that kept adults interested. Well, this episode is sort of for adults, but it's also got a kid in mind. And that kid is probably my youngest viewer. Sometimes watches these woodworking shows with his dad. And he's into Paw Patrols. So occasionally, Sky is going to make an appearance. Now, I want to make it clear here that I realize that for probably about $29.95, I could go out and replace this. Timex is not an expensive watch. They're probably, when it comes to watches, the best value for your money. At least they used to be. However, I got this as a gift from my kids, probably 25 or more years ago. So it's rather special. And this is the third watch strap that I've had for it. The first two were genuine Timex straps. And what was wrong with them was that they looked a lot like this, but these little black rubber segments that you see here is basically what held each link together. And they would get sort of hard and crumbly like this one has, but it didn't have the metal piece that was, giving it the strength. So they only lasted, best I remember, about 4 or 5 years. And this one here, this strap here was a gift from my brother when I went to visit him in another city here in Canada. And he says, "Let me buy you a memento." And so that's what he did. He bought me this strap because he could see that I needed one. The other one was sort of patched together. But now, after probably, I'm guessing, going on 10 years now, this one is pretty well had it. This is broken, and one of these links bent. I'm kind of rough on this. This is my workshop watch, by the way. And I think it's time to see if there isn't something I can do about this. And I think there is, and I'll show you what it is. This is the strap from the watch that I had before I got the one I've got now. It was also a Timex, and I'm guessing it goes back over 30 years. Now, the watch gave out. I broke the dial and the crystal, and the first time I broke it, Timex actually fixed it. Second time it happened, like I say, I'm hard on my watches, I guess. Second time, sent it into Timex, and they said we can't fix this particular model anymore. So, that was the end of it. But I kept the strap, because although the strap is kind of worn, it's in very good condition yet. So I'm just wondering, can I adapt it to fit this? Well, I think I can if I do a little work on it. Okay, this is about 752 or so, say 750 thousandths of an inch between the lugs. This piece here is about 776. So I'm thinking that if I shorten this piece by about 30 thousandths of an inch, and I should be able to do that if I'm very careful, it'll fit and it'll look pretty good. Oh, by the way, this, what looks like plastic and is plastic, used to be silver. All the silver paint or whatever it was has come off. I think maybe now's the time to try and get the old strap off. Shouldn't be too hard here, unless the spring bars are all seized up. Get at a different angle here maybe. There we go. Oh my goodness. Look at how grungy that is. Well, actually there was more places on the watch a month ago that looked like that. maybe I can show you. I'm going to find an old video clip from a month or so ago that has my watch in it. You're going to see that in here in the corners, right here, and also here and here, it's all black, just like on the other side. Now, you'll notice here I've got a paper clip repair. It's not that I didn't have any more spring bars. I got a whole bunch of old spring bars and some new ones. And I could have easily replaced this paper clip. However, I made that repair when I was in Kelowna and visiting my mom. So, yeah, sort of was sentimental and I didn't bother changing it. Some of you may recall the little series that I did just a little while ago called Mary's Watch. And you might remember I was saying it was kind of grungy and I was cleaning it up. Well, it made me look at my own. And I realized, well, yeah, that's the way they go. You don't think your watch gets grungy? If you've been wearing it for a year or so and haven't done anything about it, you take a close look at it. Especially if you've been wearing it around in your workshop or maybe out mowing the grass or something like that. Yeah, you'll be surprised. Anyway, this is what it looked like just before I cleaned it up. Yeah, they slowly get that way. You don't notice it when it happens gradually. Now, I can well imagine that some of you have been watching the time change as these different scenes have been shot. Yeah, I haven't bothered changing the watch or stopping it or anything. What I did just a few minutes ago was I took a strong solution of soap and a toothbrush, and I just went over it really good, cleaned it up. It's supposed to be waterproof, so I think it says here that it's waterproof to 100 meters or something. That's a lot of pressure. Anyway, as you can see, it's a lot better. I can't see any grunge anywhere. What I am noticing though is that there used to be a lot of writing. There's writing on the top of each one of these two little buttons, and then it said something underneath the buttons. That's all gone now. But it still tells time. Now, as you can see, I don't have to take it down very much. I don't know what the measurement would be, but maybe just a millimeter off each side here. Grind this part right here down about a millimeter, and the other side down so it balances. I don't know if I can make a little mark or not. Or maybe what I should do is just start grinding and keep checking. Take a little off, check it, take a little more off, check it. Maybe that's the way to go. I was going to get all fancy and try and somehow turn my lathe into a milling machine, but I checked it out just now and it's just too awkward to do that. So I'm going to just use my grinder. The one stone, the fine stone, which is the best one I think for this anyway, still got a pretty sharp corner on it, so it's not rounded over. Hardly ever use that stone for some reason. Anyway, I think I probably can take it down. And that's going to be the next step. Now, Sky, I know that there's a saying that says keep your nose to the grindstone, but this is too close. I'll get comments. Your nose was too close to the stone. I used to think a nail file was as hard as a regular file, but apparently it's not. Anyway, never too old to learn something new. Hey, how come your safety goggles are on the top of your head? They're supposed to be over your eyes when we're doing this. Now these spring bars are not the ones that came out of this watch. They're probably a few thousandths of an inch smaller in diameter. And I had to switch because when I was trying earlier to get them to go into the strap here, they wouldn't go. Now I'm trying to do this so you can see it, but I'm sure you've all done this before yourselves, so this is, you know, not rocket science or anything. Okay, if I can hold it there. Try and keep my big fingers out of the way here. Whoop. It is possible that these spring bars that I selected might be just a smidgen too long. Now, why does it not want to go? Oh, you know what? You know what? If I get the spring bar in place, then the lug is banging on this part right here. I'm going to have to take this down just a little bit. Just take this corner out here very carefully. Okay, see what happens now. Will it make it now? Maybe, just barely. Maybe I'm going to have to get a shorter spring bar. Have a little look here. See what's wrong here. No, it should fit. I think I'm going to look for just a tiny bit shorter of a spring bar. You know, it's possible that I've got the spring bars that originally came out of this strap. I'll just check and see if I've still got them. I think I know where I would have put them if I saved them. Well, I wasn't able to find the original ones that came out of this strap. This is the one that came out of this watch, and I think I may have found the problem. When I ground these down, I accidentally put a little burr on the where it was ground over, but once I got rid of that burr, then this spring bar was able to slip into this strap. See if I can get rid of that burr a little bit better here. Another thing I've discovered is that stainless steel does not like to file down. It grinds, but it doesn't file. At least not real easy. Yeah, just work at that just a little bit more here. Okay. It might make it now. There. Now I'll just do the other one exactly the same way. Uh-oh, got a problem. This one should have come out of the bottom. Otherwise the strap is backwards from the way I'm used to snapping it. Yeah, I'm going to have to take it off and change it. Anyway, I think it's going to be alright. Just going to go ahead and do that. So I switched the strap around and I put the other one on, and then when I went to put it on, it just didn't feel right. I had it right the first time. Now, this side here I did a better job than this side here. This side here I ground it down just a little bit too narrow, but we got it. Okay. Now let's try it out. I gotta get used to this one all over again. I did it thousands and thousands of times years ago. Yeah. It's gonna be okay. Well, thanks for watching. You too, Jackson. What's that funny smell? It smells like dog poop.